The alert hit every device in the house at 2:07 a.m. Civil danger. Class 10 anomaly. Stay indoors. Download SafePass.
Is now mandatory for all citizens. Download SafePass.
Plunged into darkness, mimicking the ancient plagues. We are receiving reports that the city's water
Good
supply
evening.
is...
The government has announced a new requirement for all citizens. To maintain your legal status, you must download and install the SafePass authentication app. Failure to do so will result in immediate arrest or harsher penalties. This is not a request. This is the law.
Arthur's text landed 2 minutes later.
God help us all.
You know
when the
Arthur.
day comes.
Every block has one.
Time of
Deacon
tribulation
energy.
is near.
3 months of freeze-dried meals in the basement. The kind of man who's been waiting his entire life for the apocalypse
Weak will be
so he can
cold,
finally be in charge
Strong
of
will
something.
inherit the earth.
This is Exodus. Paint your door frames red. The angel is coming. Do it now. And I thought, that's insane. That's a grown man having a Bible fever dream at 2 in the morning. And then I thought, but what if he's right? That's the hook. That's the fish hook. And I swallowed it whole. Not because I believed him, because I was afraid of being wrong. There's a difference, and it's an important one. Because it means the thing that got me off my couch and into my garage wasn't faith. It was cowardice dressed up as caution. 14 houses painted their doors. I was number 6. I know because I watched the first 5 from my window, telling myself I wasn't going to do it, and then I did it. Sarah stood in the doorway and she didn't say a word, which was worse than if she'd argued. She downloaded the app though. We both did. Screen pulsing red, barcode shifting, and it said, press it to your skin. And we did. And we told Marty to do the same. And he looked at me like he was waiting for me to say it was going to be okay. And I said it was going to be okay. Two marks. The paint because Arthur said to. The app because the government said to. And I did both because I am, apparently, the kind of man who obeys whatever authority screams loudest at 2 in the morning. Authenticate. We held up our phones like offerings. Scan, pulse, gone. And God help me, I felt safe. For about 20 minutes, I felt genuinely safe, which is exactly how long it takes to bait a trap. The other thing came at 3. Low, close to the ground. A sound like wet fabric dragging over asphalt, and underneath it, a pressure that sat in my jaw and made the air taste like a mouthful of pennies. It stopped at the Miller's house. Red door, authenticated, 2 kids. Silence. Then the lights went out. Every light, all at once, like the house took a breath and didn't let it out. 3 houses went dark that night, all painted, all compliant. Gone. The Hendersons, 2 doors down, no paint, no app, didn't do a damn thing Arthur or the government told them to. The thing walked past their house like it was looking at an empty lot. When it reached our door, I heard it press into the paint. Slow, deliberate, like fingers tracing a wound. Sarah was in the bathtub with Marty, door locked. I was in the hallway with a chef's knife and the full understanding that I had painted a target on my family's home because a man I don't even like told me to. It left, not because I was brave. It left for reasons I don't get to know, and that's worse. By morning, the barcodes had burned into our skin. Phone locked, drone still up. Arthur was on his lawn, folding chair, Bible, facing the Hendersons' house. Not the 3 dark houses, the Hendersons. reported them for non-compliance before breakfast. Enforcement drones killed their power by noon. 3 families
They're
gone,
non-compliant.
and Arthur's big concern was the one family that
You
didn't
need
listen
to
to
come
him.
take a look.
I stood at my window watching him smile in his folding chair, and I thought, I followed this man, 2 in the morning, terrified, and I let this man think for me. The barcodes pulsed after dark. Every marked house, synchronized, same slow rhythm. Drones repositioned, clustered over us. Opened up.
The truth is
Blue
written
light.
in the light.
When it hit the mark in my hand, it felt like love. I'm not being poetic. It felt like being held by someone who knows exactly what you need and gives it to you, and all you have to do is stop. My legs quit. My brain went somewhere warm, and I thought, okay, this is fine. Let it happen. Marty was on the floor, glowing. Sarah was on the couch, peaceful, gone. And outside, that dragging red door to red door, feeding through the sedated houses. The Hendersons' house, dark, invisible, untouched. And I understood. All of it. The paint was the address. The app was the anesthetic. We'd marked ourselves for collection and sedated ourselves so we wouldn't struggle. Arthur gave it our location. The government gave it our compliance. Same predator, 2 delivery services. Here's the part where I have to tell you what I did. And you're going to judge me, and that's fine. I could feel the blue light in my blood. I could feel how easy it would be to let go. I have never wanted anything as much as I wanted to close my eyes. But Marty was on the floor, 12 years old, glowing. And I had told him to press that barcode to his hand, told him it was going to be okay. Because that's what fathers do when the world is ending and they don't have time to think. I bit through my lip. Not a figure of speech, I bit down until I tasted blood, and the pain cut through the warmth like a blade through wax. I grabbed Marty by the arm and dragged him off the floor. He was dead weight, sedated, 110 pounds of kid who couldn't help me help him. I got him to the bathroom, ran cold water over both our hands, scrubbed the marks with a nail brush until my skin was raw and his was red, and he was coming too, confused, starting to fight me. And Sarah was still on the couch, peaceful, glowing. And I couldn't go back for her. I couldn't go back for her. The dragging reached our porch. I held Marty in the bathtub with the water running and my hand over his mouth while he stared at me with wide, terrified eyes. And I left my wife in the living room because going back meant the blue light would take me again. And then nobody saves anyone.
I wonder, if you wanted to feed on something you couldn't see, something behind walls, inside houses, hidden in the dark, how would you find it? Would you ask it to mark itself? Would you give it a reason to mark itself?
Morning. I made your favorite.
Would you give it a story?
You must be exhausted.
Where did you go last night?
Nowhere. I was right here.
A good
You
story.
look like you've seen a ghost.
One that's already inside them. A story older than they
Dad,
are.
what are you
And
doing?
the fear is older than the story.
Finally, cleaning this red paint.
What
So
red-
tonight, when you lock your door, ask yourself what you've already painted on it. What stories are on your skin that you didn't put there? What frequencies you're broadcasting that you never agreed to? And whether something out there is listening through the looking glass.